on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome to the Greater Atlanta Metroplex, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, in round number 16 of the Monsters of Speed Racing League NewGen Cup Series. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you for this one. I'm probably going to be joined a little bit later by Frank Marchese, as he is currently pulling double duty tonight, doing the in-studio producing for the live San Diego Padres baseball game that's going on. Last I checked, about 5 minutes ago, they had just entered the 11th inning. So that is definitely a slugfest to be for certain. Taking a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight, Dylan McDonald with a pretty sizable gap. You know, almost 160 points to the good over John Cogswell. Greg Wood right there in the mix in third place. He's about 33 markers north of Rhett Belzer. And then things start to get a little bit tight after that. You got Angel Santiago currently in fifth. Cody Mitchell, Wes Fuller, Zach Woods, James Jones, Caleb Collins rounding out your top 10. Matt Metler knocking on the door of the top 10. He gained 4 spots after last time we were on track before the summer break. Mark Parkhurst, John McIntyre, Bill Sleep, and Ricky Gonzalez round out your top 15. If you take a look from about 6th, actually from about 5th on down to 16th, where Richard Gonzalez is, you're only 100 markers out. And that's, 2 good stages and, a top 5 finish. And you could definitely make that deficit up in, a couple races, or at least really tighten that points battle up. Especially with James Jones in ninth, Caleb Collins in 10th, being one marker separating those two. And then you've got Matt Metler just about 20 markers out of a top 10 right now. So qualifying or practice coming to an end right now as we get ready to click on over into the qualifying session. A couple of new paint schemes that I'm seeing out there tonight. And there's a surprise on the 93 of Metler as some idiot painted him a new car, and I'm just shocked that they went the direction that they went with it. But hey, it is what it is. Relatively short field here tonight, only about 16 cars. And David Modespaw is going to be the first one to start it rolling. And looks like connection issues for Modespaw in the ace. And we're going to check in with Cody Mitchell. There he is. That is a very wild paint scheme on that one. Greg Woods Sr. out on track in the GM Goodwrench Camaro. Digging that paint scheme. Here's Dave Mayo. Dave Mayo in the Hellman's car. Why me, Lord? Anybody else get the joke here? Put hashtag Mayo in the live chat if you get the joke with David Mayo's car right now, as he's got Hellman's for the sponsor. I'm loving it. Bill Sleep out on track. That is a bright yellow or bright green paint scheme on that one. James Jones getting ready to take the green. As Cody Mitchell's on a ripper right now. Goes purple in the first sector. Let's see if he's going to continue it in the second sector. A little bit of tail wag coming through the dog leg. Mitchell's going to set provisional P1. And he does hold on to it. It's now Richard Gonzalez is on a ripper. He's gone purple. Can he hang on in the 23? This is going to be one of the best starting spots he's had all season if he does hang on. Survey says flight to the top of the pile by 0.2. Wow! Blake Howell now on one. He's taking the high line through 4, right on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Howell goes right to the top. First one to go sub 31 here tonight. Good grief, son. Leave some on the table for the rest of the kids. Greg Wood Jr. also out on track. Here he is in the Matco Tools, number 78. It's going to be a solid lap for him. Hasn't gone purple, but it's going to be a solid lap. Fourth quick. Not too shabby on lap 1. Let's see if he can pick it up on lap 2. As Blake Howell increases. He's now coming through 3 and 4, just letting that thing eat on the top shelf into the wall. That negates the lap. So Richard Gonzalez did dip it below 31, as did John Cogswell. And we're still waiting on Ricky Gonzalez as he's now out on track. Rhett Belzer out on track as well. Still waiting on Dylan McDonald, Matt Metler, Matt Longley, and Zach Woods to all take a shot at qualifying. There is Belzer in the 94. And he's going to need a solid run here tonight to hang on to that top 10 position in points. Now, we are at the old version of Atlanta prior to the reconfig. So this is what drivers generally consider the good Atlanta. Simply because you really have to be up on the wheel. And with this track as worn out as it is, you really have to drive the car. It's not just play follow the leader and hope for the best. As we're checking in with Ricky Gonzalez, as Belzer went 12th quick on his first lap. Gonzalez crossing for his first lap. 6th quick for the number 7. About 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes left here in the practice session. Taking a quick look at the weather conditions coming into tonight. We're right around 4:30 in the afternoon in sim time. 74 degree ambient air temperature. really low barometric pressure. We're actually at sea level right now. Um, Clear skies, 24% water drain, and that's going to mean that these engines are making as much horsepower as they possibly can as Ricky Gonzalez goes to the top of the heat, fastest of all with a 30.90. Dylan McDonald now out on track, your points leader. But the only thing that's got me mildly concerned is the fact that, yes, these engines are going to be making as much horsepower as they possibly can here with the weather conditions being what they are. It's that 103 track temperature. It's got me a little worried as McDonald brushes the wall coming through 3 and 4 on his outlap. That's the good news. Here comes the bad news. He's going to learn from that mistake and just annihilate one here. Just letting that big dog eat in the 38. Down the back straightaway with a good head of steam right now. Goes green. So this is going to be a good one for him. And I'm looking at the times. This is going to be a solid lap. It's not the fastest of all, but it's definitely going to be a very solid attempt here. He's going to go 11th quick on his first one, and he's going to drop it right down onto the low shelf. For lap number 2, he was letting the engine really get up to song there on the first one. Now he's looking to blister one as he does improve in Sector 1. Let's see what Sector 2 is going to give him. Oh, this is going to be strong. This is going to be a very good lap. Second quick. Not too shabby of a run. Zach Woods starting to roll it in the for his glory Ford Mustang, the number 60. Zach, one of SRM's own, and we are proud to have him here. He's like a brother from another mother, if you ask me. But then again, I'm kind of biased because, let's see, we've got Greg Wood, Zach Woods, Matt Metler, David Modespa, and Angel Santiago. They are all someone I call friends, as we've all worked together here at Sim Racing Media. So I'm a little bit biased for my coworkers here. Definitely going to be pulling for them as we're still waiting on the Matt and Matt show to present for qualifying. Langley and Metler, who we're referring to there, as they've got just enough time to get both laps in if they start rolling it now. Matt Metler, if you're paying attention, get on it, son. Want to thank everybody for making us a part of your Friday evening here. Happy Canada Day to all our friends from the Great White North, as that's going to happen this coming weekend, as well as the 4th of July holiday down here in the States. Have everybody please have a happy and safe, above all else, holiday weekend. Try to not blow your hand off, as Zach Wood's going to go 14th quick and brushes the wall. Luckily, both his laps were in. Oh, no, sorry. They're giving him 3 laps tonight. And with that touch of the wall, that's going to negate this lap for Woods. Still waiting on Metler and Langley to present. And they better get a hustle on, because they're running out of time to get 1 lap in, let alone 3. Because we're looking at about 31 seconds a lap. As a matter of fact, I'm looking from top to bottom. And half a second separating your top 15. That's impressive. That really is quite impressive. What the hell? Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm having some fresh cherries, and I just got one that went to go pull the stem out of it. Apparently, it was a double bloomer. Still tastes good. But looks like that's going to about do it for qualifying. Congratulations, Dylan McDonald, showing why he is the points leader coming in tonight. For those of you who missed it, let's take a quick look again at those point standings. You know, Titletown Racing putting a hurting on everybody as they've got 3 in the top 10 right now. Rage Motorsports has 3, and Highside has 2 in the top 10. And we are still waiting for some of these guys to put some up. As there goes qualifying, now done and dusted. Let's get right into tonight's starting grid, shall we? Starting up on the pole with quick time of 30.777. The good luck man himself, Dylan McDonald, is going to be starting inside Ricky Gonzalez by a little over a tenth. About a tenth and a quarter separating your 1 and 2 drivers. Blake Howell, you're going to start inside Richard Gonzalez. That is row number 2. Greg Wood Jr. and John Cogswell going to roll it off from row number 3. Row 4 is going to see John McIntyre and James McCanny. Dave Mayo in the Hellman's number 08 is going to roll it from the inside of Bill Sleep. That is row number 5. James Jones and Rhett Belzer rounding out row number 6. Row 7 is going to go to Cody Mitchell and Zach Woods. David Modespaw and Greg Woods Sr. going to roll it from row number 8. And it's an all-Matt row number 9 with Matt Metler starting inside Matt Langley to start shotgun on the field. So 18 haulers in the infield here tonight. And we didn't get a chance to look at them during qualifying, so let's take a look there. And if you look at the far row there, way back there, that is the Ford Thunderbird of SRM's own Matt Metler. Digging it. Actually am digging the way that came out. Whoever painted that, you're either a genius or a lunatic, and I don't know which. Just waiting on David Modespaw to put it on the grid. There is the Jimmy Strong, number 38 of Dylan McDonald. He has run that same paint scheme since before the All-Star break. And, you know, the young man that was near and dear to Dylan's heart. Pace car starts to roll it. That means Modespaw is going to start from the pits. Not the night he was hoping for, that's for certain. As just double check a couple things here. There we go. So McDonald's going to lead us to the green. Geico restart zone is in effect here tonight. Six sets of tires to get them through this evening, as we are going 100 laps here at Atlanta. So 150 miles on tap for a Friday evening. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Friday evening, especially this holiday weekend. I know everybody in the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series will thank you as well, as the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. As pace car getting ready to duck on off. The only thing that's left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the brisket off the barbecue and bring in those ice-cold Cokes. It's time to get it on in hot Atlanta. Race fans, it's show time! Green flag comes out, and McDonald getting a good getaway. He's going to be Blake Howell with him. Unfortunately, Gonzalez was not able to get the jump that he needed. As here comes Greg Woods up into third as well. Gonzalez going to need to get low as quickly as he can. Finally get single filed out. As here comes a bid for the lead as Blake Howell making a bid. Goes to the inside of McDonald going through 3 and 4. You can do that on fresh tires. I'm not going to want to try it later. Very Ford heavy field here tonight, as I'm only counting Richard Gonzalez as lone Toyota. and only 5 bow ties. Everything else a blue oval. Checking up at the front of this piece, Howell going to lead lap 1. As we're checking in towards the tail end of this field, there is the aforementioned 23, the lone Toyota of Richard Gonzalez, currently running in 7th place as Woods and McDonald go door to door. This field picking him up and laying him down right now, as Woods is now backed out of it just a little bit. As here comes McDonald on the high side, looking to make one eat. As Howell protecting that low lane, but McDonald using the outside to get the run. Here comes Wood up in second. Gonzalez looking to follow him through as Howell starting to pinch down, throws the block on Gonzalez. Door to door, give it to Greg Wood at the line by about half a fender over Dylan McDonald. And we were only working lap 5 of 100. You would think we were running lap 95 at the way these guys are going. Stage caution's going to be at lap 25, and I believe they said 60. So there is that. Checking in with the lone Thunderbird in the field, as we're going to go on board with Greg Wood Sr. This is what he's seeing. And yes, those are Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. As Mayo gets spit out, Turbo Coupe taillights on that number 93. Mayo having big issues right now. Let's go back and take a look at what happened there. As we back this up a lap, there is Mayo in the Hellman's car, running about mid-pack. He was just... Oy! A little beating and banging going on there. It was the 44, unfortunately, of Cody Mitchell. He got rocked. As we are now going to go back live. Good grief. You guys are getting a little aggressive out there, don't you think? As this is your battle for 11th. Zach Wood, Matt Belzer, and Matt Metler all over each other right now. The two SRM stablemates rocking the top side. Belzer on the low shelf. As that Chevy Camaro sandwiched in between two Ford products. Wood sitting +3, Metler sitting +4, Belzer in 12th is even with the board of where he started. It's here comes Metler, a little bit of tail wag coming out of turn 4. Taking a quick look at our weather conditions coming into tonight. Temperature's starting to come down. It's now 100 degrees. So that's going to help things a little bit as Greg Wood making a bid for the lead. McDonald on the high side, Wood on the low shelf. And McDonald using that second lane to his advantage to get a run down the back straightaway. Pulls a little bit of a gap, but Wood being very aggressive right now, and he's going to need to be if he wants to knock off McDonald. We are about halfway through stage 1 as we're closing in on lap 11 of 25. Checking back in here with James McCanny and Jonathan Cogswell as they're starting to get into it. A little Ford on Ford action. And you can see it. These guys are running the high downforce package here. The taller rear spoiler. Because this track is so fast, NASCAR was trying to figure out a way to slow these guys down, so they are running the slightly larger spoiler package. There's now Blake Howell and Greg Wood Jr. going after each other. Howell on the low side, Wood on the top shelf. Gonna let it eat. Ricky Gonzalez just kind of hanging back there after starting second. Did drop now to fourth. And he's got company from John McIntyre and Richard Gonzalez right there as well. You can see all those guys kind of bunched up at the front of this piece. And then they got a little bit of breathing room. Back to that battle between Cogswell, McCanny, and Sleep for 7th place. Is now Woods gets the run on the top side, coming down the back chute. He's going to have the advantage going into 3. Here comes Gonzalez on the top side as well. Now, it's a double-edged sword here at the old layout of Atlanta because, yes, you can definitely get the car to stay wound up on that top shelf, but you do tend to punish the right rear tire the higher you run as opposed to punishing the right front if you're trying to hug that the mayonnaise stripe, as we call it here. And Wood a little bit sideways. Here comes Gonzalez, 3 wide going into 3. Still a 3 wide situation. That was for second, by the way, or still is for second. As Howell does get it by a nose. Gonzalez wisely backing out of that one. But now he's got to deal with John McIntyre right door to door with him as they're leaning on each other coming through 1 and 2. Woods flirting with a safer barrier on the exit of 2. And Gonzalez wisely backed out of it. He was realizing how hard they were running, and he didn't want anything of that. As now it's Gonzalez on Gonzalez action as Richard working the top side, Ricky working the bottom side. That is for 5th, by the way. Working lap 16 of 100. Dylan McDonald showing the way. Blake Howell sitting comfortably in second. Woods almost losing it coming out of 2. The back end of that car is skating something fierce. He's going to have to get that one figured out on the pit stop. And I don't know what he's going to be able to do to fix that because this is a fixed setup lead. In other words, everybody's got the same spring, shock, tire package, gearing. Everything is identical on all of these cars. As now Richard and Ricky Gonzalez all over Woods. This is your battle for 4th. Starting to get real hot and heavy right now. It's Jonathan Cogswell hanging back there, just waiting for those guys to take each other out so he can have a run at it. And with this, they are letting John McIntyre in the 29 get away from them as McIntyre is stretched out now a 1.25 seconds over this battle between Woods, Gonzalez, and Cogswell. Dylan McDonald's folks checking in the live chat. Always a pleasure to have you folks with us here on a Friday evening on YouTube. Do us all a favor. Have a happy and safe holiday weekend. Hopefully nobody has any incidences with explosives that requires a trip in an ambulance. Blake Howell in the 95 makes another bid for the lead. He's using that bottom side. McDonald letting it eat on the top shelf. Flirts with the wall. Almost gets into Howell. Leaning on him coming through the dog leg. And leans on him again going into 1. Runs him up the track. Door to door as it's going to get both of them a little bit loose. Not what they were hoping for as they're still side by side for the lead. It'll be 5 to go at the line for the stage caution. McDonald and Howell just going after it right now. Howell now with a nose out front. Half a car length at the stripe. Contact coming off of 2. And they're both around. And that is now going to be the stage caution. As McIntyre, Gonzalez, Wood, McDonald, Gonzalez, Cogswell, Jones, Sleep, McCanny, and Metler all getting stage points. All because Howell and McDonald took each other out. Great googly moogly. That's going to be a lot to dissect. Let's go back and take a look at what the eye in the sky picked up here. These guys are going to be leaning on each other going into turn 1. Giving each other plenty of room, but they're going to have a meeting of the minds coming off the corner. Just light contact, beating, door banging, and the 38 goes up into the 95, turns them both. He gets straightened out a little bit quicker and costs Blake Howell any stage points there. And with that, we are going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back at Atlanta as we are now going to reach out to our Stage 1 winner, driving the Kevin Harvick-inspired number 29 here tonight at Atlanta. John McIntyre, talk us through what just went through your mind when that happened.
I believed in America, and it happened.
And say again, your mic was a little garbled there. Do we have John?
Sorry, I had mic problems.
Okay, we'll talk to you later. But, yeah, I mean, that was definitely not the way that a lot of those guys wanted to end Stage 1. As McIntyre does win the battle off pit road. Everybody coming down for 4 in fuel there. Cody Mitchell and David Modespa still on pit road. It's been an extended amount of time there. A little bit of damage on both those whips. But McIntyre, Ricky Gonzalez, Greg Woods, Jonathan Cogswell, Bill Sleep, Richard Gonzalez, Matt Metler, James Jones, James McCanny, and Rhett Bells are going to round out your top 10 as the lights go out on the iRacing pace car. Doubling them up. What type of restart can Gonzalez get? McIntyre electing to take the outside lane, so a little bit of strategery going on here. I mean, it's hard enough to see the start when you're just staring through a window net. It's going to be even harder for Gonzalez to really time this one. So McIntyre, what's the old saying? Old age and treachery will overcome youth and skill any day. That's exactly what we've got on the front row right now. Is McIntyre a little bit more of a veteran than Gonzalez is. Coming off of turn number 4, pace car makes that hard left turn onto pit road. Into the Geico restart zone they go. And McIntyre did hold him down a little bit, stacked that inside lineup back there around Bill Sleep. And Sleep almost got run over by Metler and company. And as they have already fallen a couple of spots, they're going to need to turn it up to get back up there. As now we've got a battle for second, hot and heavy, between Woods, Cogswell, and Gonzalez. Greg Wood Jr. in the Matco Tools number 78 on a decent ripper tonight. I would like to point out that your two biggest movers right now are John McIntyre, your race leader, who is +6. And then we've got to go back to the Thunderbird of Matt Metler. That 93 is +9, currently running in 8th after starting almost dead spanking last in this field. As now we've got a bid for the lead as Woods gets the run going down the back chute. Using a little bit of drafting help off of McIntyre. Going to slingshot around, throws the block. Mustang on Mustang on Mustang on Mustang action at the front of this piece. And then we've got a slugfest back there for 6th and 7th as Ricky Gonzalez and James Jones have been door-to-door for the last couple of laps as well. Here comes Ricky Gonzalez working on Jonathan Cogswell. Your battle for 3rd is door-to-door. They're definitely going to want to get that one sorted out pretty quick, or else Bill Sleep is going to be all over them. Sleep currently rounding out your top 5. These battles at the front of the field are just insane right now. So now Cogswell with the nose out front. Gonzalez and Cogswell bang doors. Gonzalez gets a little bit better run off of 4. He's not getting a good enough run. Let's see what he can do this time. It's Cogswell just full send it mode on the bottom side. Little bit of tail wag. That's going to open the door for Gonzalez to get the clear. Gonzalez up to 3rd. Cogswell back to 4th. Definitely not what they were hoping for. It's now Cogswell is under a little bit of pressure from Bill Sleep, who is under heavy pressure from Richard Gonzalez in the lone Toyota here tonight. Toyota going places as Gonzalez starts to claw his way back into the top 5. Checking back with Matt Metler as he's going door-to-door with Blake Howell. Howell driving very angry right now. And Metler just let him go, doing the right thing. These guys are just flat getting it right now. So here comes McCanny to the inside of Metler. Battle for 10th. McCanny in the 20. Metler in that day glow green. Almost safety green. Number 93. And here comes Jones. McDonald working on Jones, I should say, is McDonald trying to claw his way back up through this field. And we've got a battle for the lead as McIntyre and Wood going door to door. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. McIntyre just did what Wood did a few laps back to get up there. Uses the draft down the back straightaway and slingshots it into 3. Dylan McDonald just reset fast lap of the race with a 30.87. That would have been good enough for pole position had he done that in qualifying. Oh, baby, hang on to her. Bill's Sleep was all sorts of sideways coming off of turn 2. That's going to let McDonald and Jones get to him. McDonald up to 6th. Jones currently in 8th. That is Bill Sleep in the 63, who is your 7th place runner right now. These guys are trying to get it figured out, and they're going to need to do it quickly, because Blake Howell is closing in on them. Up at the front of this piece, top 5 running pretty much stem to stern. Wood, McIntyre, Gonzalez, and Cogswell all right there. Richard Gonzalez in the lone Toyota just hanging back, waiting to see if anything's going to happen in front of him. Just going into fuel conservation mode so he doesn't have to spend as much time with the fuel can in the hole on his pit stop. McIntyre making a bid for the lead again. Using the draft, coming through 1 and 2, slingshot mode engaged, down on the bottom side. But McIntyre battles back, keeps his foot in it, keeps it wound up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Greg Wood Jr. definitely has something figured out on that top side. And I honestly think that's going to be where a victory is going to come from here tonight. If you're going to win, you have to master that topside charge coming off the floor. And Wood has it pretty well pinned down. Dylan McDonald starting to close in on Richard Gonzalez for 5th, and Gonzalez starting to get a little bit of the blinkies. Definitely not what you want to see if you're Dylan McDonald trying on a recovery drive to get back towards the front of this field. Wood Jr. sideways coming off a 2. That's going to open the door for McIntyre to get to the outside this time. And he's looking to bring Ricky Gonzalez in the 7 with him. Wood Jr., though, keeping it wound up on that low shelf. Side by side, and McIntyre by half a fender at the stripe is going to wrestle the lead away from Wood, if only temporarily. Wood just sent it going into 1. McIntyre is going to have to keep it wound up a little bit more than he is. As now Wood able to throw the block coming off a 2 and keep him back there, as Gonzalez looks to the inside of McIntyre for 2nd place going into 3. McIntyre winds it back up, goes to the top side. He's going to really have to let that 29 Busch Light Ford Mustang eat. And he's not being as aggressive as Greg Wood has been on that top side. And Wood running a pretty solid line right through the middle, right there on that 2nd seam. And that's really where you're going to find the best speed. You're going to bog the car the least coming through that area. Right there, about 3/4 of the way up that 2nd seam is where your right side tires are, and then just let it run off the corner. And that's really where the advantage comes, is you're able to let it run up off the corner. If you're on the low side, you can't do that as much as you kind of, you are on the top side. Now, Gonzalez is finding that out the hard way as McIntyre gets back by him. Ricky Gonzalez in the 7 did have the advantage for 2nd place going into 3. I mean, you're able to get a better corner entry, but corner exit is key here at the old Atlanta layout. Dylan McDonald and Jonathan Cogswell now go after each other for 4th place. McDonald may have brushed the wall coming off before. No harm, no foul, though. As he's going to keep that Jimmy Strong Ford Mustang wound up on the top shelf. Gets the better run coming down the back straightaway here at Atlanta. Taking a quick check-in with the weather guru. We've now dropped 5 degrees since when we started qualifying. That's definitely going to change the handling characteristics of these cars. And with as hard as this front group has been running, I'm not 100% certain that we're not going to see a repeat of what we saw at the end of stage 1. This is David Motispaw, who is multiple laps down right now. Staying to the high side, getting the heck out of the way, brushes the wall. And that is not what Greg Wood wanted to see. Motispaw doing everything he can except, blowing their ear to get the heck out of the way. As now Wood Jr. keeping wound up on the second side. Here comes Gonzalez to the inside. Was thinking about making it 3 wide. John McIntyre slams the door in his face. Wood Jr. doing what he does best, letting it eat on the top side. Working lap 47. Next stage caution is going to be on lap 60. And just like that, Greg Wood Jr. back to the point. As Ricky Gonzalez working the inside of John McIntyre. Gonzalez is going to have to be careful. Because yes, the new tire model is a little bit more durable than we've seen in the past. I mean, right now we're looking at just about a full second's worth of fall off between fast lap and last lap for most of the drivers out on track right now. And with as hard as this top 3 has been running, I'm actually kind of surprised that they are pulling the gap right now on 4th place, Dylan McDonald. But he's gotten into the wall a couple of times. He's going to have to get that ship righted and try to figure out what he's got to do. As right now, it is a 3-car shootout for the stage win. They're now 2nd and a quarter over McDonald. And then you got to wonder, how much of his tires did McDonald use up trying to get back up there? Is now Blake Howell and McDonald still door to door. They have found each other again. This is your battle for 4th, not the stage win this time. As they start to battle there for 4th, that front 3 inches further and further away, as now it's a 2.5-second gap between this battle for 4th between Howell and McDonald. And 3rd place, Ricky Gonzalez. Those top 3 are still right on top of each other. McIntyre makes another bid on the low side. 10 laps. Oh, hang on to her. Well, that brings out a caution. Let's go back and take a look at that one. Let's see what the eye in the sky picked up as we watch from the iRacing blimp. Allegedly. Now we're in the iRacing blimp. And you're going to see Gonzalez get a run just as the 29 gets loose. He has to chase it up the track. The only problem is Gonzalez is there. And around goes the 29 of McIntyre. And everybody else scattering to stay off of him. as we're watching now again from TV cameras. And you're going to see it clear as day here. A little bit of tail wag, up the track he goes, and boom goes the dynamite. Let's watch that again. From one more angle, we're going to see this straight down the back chute. And hats off to McIntyre for doing the right thing there. Just kept the brakes locked down to make sure that nobody got into him and he stayed out of everybody's way, as being a stationary object is always safer than a rolling chicane. So a little bit more pit strategery going on here. Ricky Gonzalez came down. It looks like he may have taken two. Yes, I'm getting confirmation. Gonzalez took two. Blake Howell took four. Greg Wood took four. Zach Woods took two. Cogswell, Metler, Gonzalez, and McKinney all took four. Matt Langley took two, gains to +9 into the top 10 for the first time tonight in ninth. And Bill Sleet and everybody else down the field took four, as Cody Mitchell and David Modespaw are back on pit road. There is Zach Woods in the For His Glory number 60. Currently +10. Your biggest mover inside the top 5. But your biggest mover inside the top 10 belongs to the lone Thunderbird of Matt Metler, as that SRM Racing number 93 is currently +11, running in 6th place. And it looks like he may have taken, yeah, he took two as well. Gonzalez learned something from that previous restart. He's elected to take the outside lane to fire off from, as he is the control car now. Right back where he started, on that outside front row. But only now it's in first place instead of in second place. And he has the button this time. Not Dylan McDonald, as McDonald is back in 13th. You see him weaving back and forth back there. Right next to Dave Mayo. Dave Mayo in the Hellman's car. I'm not kidding, folks. It's got a Hellman sponsorship on it. Not sure what Metler's doing. A little late to take an EOL, I think. Coming to the restart, Gonzalez pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. Blake Howell completely stacking up the inside lane, as he almost got flat run over by the 78 of Greg Wood. Jonathan Cogswell able to get down to the low side. Here comes the 60 of Woods. Letting it in on that top shelf as Howell continues to backslide on the low lane. And here comes Greg Wood Jr. with a battle for the lead. Two freshies, as against 4. And Ricky Gonzalez learning great lessons here as we are only 3 away from the stage break. But Gonzalez learning, it's probably not the best idea. Howell and Woods going door to door. Howell letting it eat as Woods only taking 2 under that caution. 3 to go in the stage. Can we get there? That's the question. And here comes John McIntyre back into the top 10, looking to the inside of Bill Sleep, coming through 3 and 4. Dylan McDonald up to 6th now after restarting in 12th. McDonald now working on Richard Gonzalez. McDonald just reset fast lap of the race with a 30.87. Almost a 1/10 to the good. No, I take that back. Only 0.24 to the good over Blake Howell. Howell and Cogswell slugging it out for 2nd place in the stage. This is going to be the final lap coming up here. As we are now working lap 60. It'll be at the end of this lap that the caution should fly. McDonald goes even quicker, 30.70 for the 38. Coming to the stripe, Greg Wood Jr. going to get the stage win. Caution should be coming out momentarily. There it is. So Woods, Cogswell, Howell. Wood Jr., Cogswell, Woods, Howell, McDonald, Gonzalez, McIntyre, McCanney, Jones, and Sleep getting the final stage point there. And with that, we are going to step away, pay a couple bills. We'll be back right after this. Are back at Hotlanta for round number 16 of the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with his. We're reaching out now to the man who won Stage 2, Greg Wood. Congratulations on getting that topside figured out quicker than anyone else so far tonight.
Yeah, topside was working out when I needed to, but I mean, it burns the tires a hell of a lot. But whenever I was battling McIntyre, I knew I needed just to clear him as soon as possible, so the top works out pretty good.
you so far have been showing that top lane is really where you want to be in the closing laps of this piece, because you are getting such a good run coming off of yeah, you have. You can get such a good run coming off that top side that you're making everybody else look slow in comparison.
Yeah. Coming out too, if you run the middle, it gets stupid loose. So I try to either run the wall or run the bottom. So if you hit that seam with your left sides, the ass end likes to kick out on it. So it's either bottom of 1 and 2 or top of 1 and 2, nowhere in the middle.
Well, Greg, congratulations on winning stage 2. Real quick, how much does it mean to you to be able to race with your dad here in iRacing?
Oh, that's pretty cool. He got me started back in 2020. He got me my first wheel and everything, and we've been racing off and on together ever since. So definitely thankful for that.
Absolutely. Family that races together stays together. Greg, have a happy and safe 4th of July. Hopefully we're talking to you here in another, let's see, high powered goes into 35 laps.
Yep.
So best of luck to you, Greg, and where am I putting you back to?
Titletown.
Titletown, gotcha. Greg Woods, everybody, your stage 2 winner. There we are. Electing to take the outside lane. Excuse me. Nothing works better than fresh cherries. So taking a look at the current running order, Greg Wood Jr., James McCanny, looks like they took fuel only. Zach Woods took 2. Bill Sleep took fuel only. John McIntyre took fuel only. David Mayo took fuel only. Jonathan Cogswell and Blake Howell all took 2 tires. Matt Metler looks like he went fuel only that time. Dylan McDonald took 4, and so those guys are a little bit behind the 8 ball. If we get some late race cautions, they may become a sitting duck at some point. Brett Belzer took 4. Richard Gonzalez took 4. Langley took 4. Ricky Gonzalez looks like he only took 2. Greg Woods Sr. took 4, and James Jones took fuel only. Actually, Ricky Gonzalez took fuel only. Cody Mitchell and David Motorspa are now back out on track. Green flag is out. Woods drops the hammer, and the 20 of McCanny doesn't go. That stacks up that entire inside lane, and we've got problems. Holy macadocious. Let's take a look at that again. How everybody didn't end up parked sideways, I'll never know. Let's get the eye in the sky view on this one. That inside lane really gets stacked up. Okay, so that started with Metler. Let's go back and take a look at that one again. Thank you to the folks up there in the iRacing blimp for providing this camera view. You're going to see Metler on the top side. Something's going to happen to him on this restart. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Dave Mayo goes up into him. Puts Metler into the wall and ruins that Thunderbird that I spent 10 minutes painting for him. And it looks it. With that, Metler right now out of contention. He's going to be hoping for a caution here soon. As we go back to live action, Woods, McIntyre, Wood Jr., Woods, McIntyre, Cogswell, McKinney, and Howell, your top 6. You got a little bit of a gap between McKinney and Howell, though. All because Howell was trying to avoid that situation in front of him with Mettler and Mayo. Cogswell looking to the inside of Zach Woods. Letting her eat there right on the bottom lane. Woods trying to defend on the top side. Learning a little bit of something from Greg Wood Jr. That's a little bit too high there, Zach. Now you're flirting with the marbles up there. But still, throw blanket over your top five as they've got a little bit of gap from McCandy to Gonzalez. Well, this battle for third still continues to rage on. It's Woods now down on the low side. Cogswell on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Gonna make it eat and pull third back away from Woods. Woods again gonna throw it to the bottom shelf. These guys are steadily still pulling away from Richard Gonzalez with as hard as they're racing against each other. And look who won the pony. Dylan McDonald and Blake Howell are back door to door. Only this time it's for 7th and 8th instead of 1st and 2nd. And they've got about a second and a half to make up on Richard Gonzalez, who's sitting there on an island all by his lonesome. Howell, at least in this part of the early going, wanted it more. I would like to point out that Zach Woods, out of Winfield, PA, currently your biggest mover at plus 10, currently running in 4th. As we now got a battle for the lead. It's McIntyre on the high side, Greg Wood Jr. on the low side, out of Hagerstown. Doing Hagerstown proud here tonight. He's already won stage 2, looking to cap it off with a victory after 100. Wood and McIntyre and Cogswell all right over on top of each other right now, though. And we're back. Cool. Well, that was terrifying. Sorry about that, folks. Apparently my internet connection just threw up. And you know how we say somebody's getting the blinkies? Yeah, I just got a blinky and I'm not even in the car. And it's terrifying when you are in the car because you never know where you're going to end up. Getting back to this race for 7th and 8th, though. McDonald and Howell have found each other one more time. McDonald now leads the 95 in 7th and 8th. Richard Gonzalez now making a bid on Zach Woods for 4th. Oh! Toyota gets into that turn 1 wall, able to keep it at speed, though. Gonzalez still letting the top side run. Watch this run he's going to get off of 4. Able to carry just so much more momentum. He now has a nose out in front of Wood going into 1. He's going to get a better run coming through 1 and 2. Wood letting it eat on the bottom shelf, though. Here comes Gonzalez, both of them with a little bit skating. And Gonzalez now with a nose out front going into 3. Going to stay on the high side. Wood's going to try a little bit higher line on entry, arc the corner, flirting with the apron, and that's going to open the door for Gonzalez to really get the charge. Gonzalez almost gets the clear at the stripe. These guys are going after it like it's 2 laps to go, not 20. Because we've got a slugfest in front of them as well, as they have now caught Matt Metler after he got taken into the wall on the restart here. Metler getting up and out of the way like he's Spoda. As this battle for second between McIntyre and Wood Jr. is just an absolute barn burner as Metler gets up and out of the way again. And now the best thing you could do is just ride behind these guys and try to stay with them. And somebody just got spit out down the track. I didn't see who it was. It may have been Howell. Woods and McCanny going door to door for 5th now. And McDonald and Howell right there with him. McDonald looking to make it 3 wide going through 1 and 2. Oh, this is going to... Yep, there it goes. That was a bad idea from the get. Keep your eye on the 38. The 20, it has to chase it down the track, coming off a 2, just ever so slightly. And McDonald eats wall. So keep your eye on the 38 here. He's going to go up the gut through the middle, trying to get a 2 for here. And he has to chase it up the track as 20 was really holding his line, if you ask me. And unfortunately, the 38 comes out on the losing end of that exchange. That's Bluetooth right front suspension, is what it looks like. Usually when you send the right front fender into orbit, that tire is no longer attached. Richard Gonzalez looks like he just went fuel only. As we are inside 20 to go. Not sure I agree with that call. I mean, he should have another set of tires laying there. And it's not like you're going to get them back at the end of the race if you don't use them. I mean, the team's already paid for them. You might just as well put them on. But it's going to give him clean air. And this is one of those tracks where clean air is king. And now he's coming back down pit road. Looks like the team didn't put the tires on the first time. That's definitely no bueno. And that's going to cost him a lot of spots. Now, here's the good news. If you're a Matt Metler fan, he is now officially back on the lead lap. Getting some damage repaired on the number 93. You can see just how pancaked that right side is. But winning the battle for 4 off of pit road, Jonathan Cogswell. got her done. I believe that's David Modespaw right there. Yes, it is. Looking to get a wave around here. So Cogswell, Wood, Jr., Belzer, McIntyre, Howell, Woods, Gonzalez, Sleep, Jones, and Mayo back into the top 10. As we should be going lights out this next time by. And it looks like we are. Choose cone in effect. And Cogswell electing to take the outside lane as there goes Motorspot to go around. Cogswell and that Ford Mustang going to have the button when we get ready to turn them loose. 13 lap shootout here to solve things at Atlanta, round number 16 of the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series. Thank you all so much for making this part of your Friday evening. If you haven't done so already, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, because the more thumbs up these videos get, the more likely it is to be shared around the YouTube algorithm. The more likely it is to show up on someone's homepage when they log into their YouTube account. Hey, you might like to see this. So every thumbs up helps. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action, as we are going to have racing all weekend long, including on the 4th of July. So right now, Cogswell gets the good getaway as Wood got stacked up on that inside. McIntyre there as well. They're 3 wide behind him. Ricky Gonzalez throws the block on Howell. Belzer caught up on that top side. I don't think he really wants to be there. Doesn't look comfortable up there anyways. Now 12 to go as Jones starts to fall back in the 45. McDonald on a charge back into the top 10. It looks like Bill Sleep trying to join him there. Bill Sleep is in the top 10, I should say. These battles going on towards the front, though. That's Woods and Gonzalez going after each other. McIntyre's right there. Here comes Howell. Top 5 is an absolute slugfest right now. Remember playing Bloody Knuckles as a kid? Yeah, that's exactly what's going on track right now here in the Atlanta Motor Speedway, before the repave and reconfig. So this is the track that has all the character in it, and some of these guys have been struggling all night here. As here we watch McDonald and Howell going after each other. Sorry, that's McIntyre and Howell, my mistake. Ricky Gonzalez right there as well, letting the top side charge. As we are 10 to go. Cogswell, Jr., McIntyre, Howell, Gonzalez, your top 5. Belzer a little bit off these guys, and he now has to deal with Dylan McDonald, Zach Woods. Right now, these battles at the front as Woods and Cogswell door to door, coming to 9 to go. Give by a fender. Give that one to Wood Jr. Cogswell trying to make it happen on the low side. Wood able to keep it wound up on that top shelf, really making it eat. We're 8 to go. There's a fender with Wood on the low side. It's now a fender again with Wood on the high side. Cogswell trying to stick with him. Cogswell sideways off of 2. That's going to cost him a spot. Cogswell, though, tries to keep his foot in it. As now he's starting to fight back, sends it going into 3. ZFG mode engaged as we are coming to 7 to go. Junior, Cogswell, McIntyre, Gonzalez, Howell, McDonald, Wood, Belzer, Jones, and Sleep, your top 10 as we currently sit. And here comes Howell looking to go 3 wide with Ricky Gonzalez. As Gonzalez was looking to the inside of McIntyre wisely, Howell backs out of it. Here comes McDonald to the inside of Howell one more time. These guys have gotten into each other and just done everything except give each other a hot foot yet tonight. I'm sure there's going to be words after this one is over with. As there is Jones and Zach Woods going after each other. Double J not having a good time of it in that Chevy right now. As now Fords occupy the top 7 spots. Zach Wood on the charge again. As we're checking back in towards the front of this piece, that is Ricky Gonzalez and John McIntyre just all over each other as we are on the handshake lap, 5 to go. Junior, Cogswell, McIntyre, Gonzalez, and Howell, your top 5 as they currently sit. Howell, though, under heavy pressure from Dylan McDonald. Matter of fact, McDonald giving him the chrome horn going into 1. It gets Howell just a tick loose. Here comes McDonald on the inside. They're into each other again on the exit of 2. Good grief. They're trying to kill each other, and we're still 4 to go. I'll let Greg Woods and company get, or Zach Woods and company get to them. Oy vey. 3 to go. And this is your battle just inside the top 5. Howell has it. McDonald and everybody else behind him wants it. So we're going to check back in at the front of this piece. So far, so good, as these guys have about half a second to the good over Ricky Gonzalez. 2 to go, popsicle sticks in the air. We're going back to this fight for 5th, as Blake Howell and Dylan McDonald have not given up on each other yet. Contact coming off of 2. It spits McDonald down the track. He keeps his foot in it, though. Full send mode going into 3. Howell throwing caution to the wind, letting that car really eat. Keeps it off the wall, still door to door. Give the advantage to Howell. The topside charge really making it happen as we've got a battle for 2nd now. As Cogswell on the low side, McIntyre on the top shelf. White flag is out. We are racing back to checkers. As they're going to have one final shot at Greg Wood Jr. Cogswell, full send mode, coming off of 3. Wood has it defended on the top side. Coming to the stripe, McIntyre is going to follow him through. Wood Jr. wins. McIntyre, Cogswell, Gonzalez, and McDonald, your top 5. Getting a little love tap from Ricky Gonzalez there. And as he does his celebratory donuts, we are going to reach out now to the pride of Hagerstown. Greg Wood Jr., you're 1 stage 2, using the top side to your advantage, and you just pulled off a victory here at Atlanta. How are you feeling, my friend?
Feeling pretty damn good, sir.
And rightfully so. You know, this track has so much, and I'm using air quotes here when I say character, being the old version of Atlanta. How difficult was it at times to hang on to that piece?
At times it was pretty difficult. The air blocking was definitely pretty treacherous. Somebody gets in front of you and takes the air off your nose, and the car shoots up the track. And then, of course, me trying to run high side, got a little fishtailed after on corner exit. So it was definitely a driver's race. Finally, these cars, it's usually never a driver's race.
Well, it
But
definitely
I like
was.
this.
It definitely was tonight, and I could tell you were enjoying yourself as you, McIntyre, and Cogswell were just going at it like three kids in the back of a minivan on a summer vacation there in the closing laps.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun battle. Very fun, very clean. I don't know if I got into Cogswell, if I doored him or he doored me, or if it was McIntyre that won, I think 3 and 4. Pretty sure it was Cogswell.
Well, y'all were leaning on each other, right there, right around each. When you were all running as hard as you were, it's very easy to, just overstep just that little tiny bit. But Greg, congratulations on the victory. Who do you need to thank? Who helps you get it done on the 78 Matco Tools Ford Mustang?
Thank all my teammates at Titletown and Rage Motorsports. Pretty close-knit group. You guys put on the broadcast. I mean, admin of this league, so me, Angel, Zach, and David Mayo, we worked pretty hard to put this thing together. We're already in the works for next season, so pretty busy. But all in all, thankful for everybody that helped me. Everybody raced me clean tonight.
Raced clean, but raced hard, and that's what we love to see. Greg Wood Jr., congratulations on the victory here at Atlanta. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And joining me now is going to be the man that he did just edge out, driver of the Busch Light number 29, the Kevin Harvick tribute scheme, John McIntyre. Talk us through those closing laps. How much fun was that with the three of you just going after each other?
It was a blast. Not gonna lie, it was fun, clean, hard racing. You can't get much better than that.
I mean, when you think about it, that's really what we all signed up for when we all joined iRacing, is to be able to run aggressively, but not like a wrecking ball. And that's exactly what you guys did. You were leaning on each other just enough that you didn't kill each other. And that's what we love to see, is door-to-door action like that. And you guys really put on a show here in the final part of this stage.
Yeah, I mean, running a couple seasons now with Greg, I know how he races. I mean, he's a clean driver, so it makes that racing much easier to do.
Now, all three of you gentlemen earned our respect tonight. With John, congratulations on the podium finish here at Atlanta. Who helps you get it done on the number 29?
I gotta thank Team Sender with James McKinney, Bill Sweet, James McKinney. I gotta thank my parents that always watch, the family that allows me to get on here and race. And I gotta thank you for putting on a live show so we can put on a show for you.
All right, John McIntyre, congratulations on the podium. We'll see you next week, my friend.
You too, thank you.
Have a safe and healthy holiday.
Yeah, happy holidays. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
And joining me now, the man who unfortunately got caught on the low side when he didn't want to, Jonathan Cogswell. What could have been?
I'm going to win one of these days. If that last caution wouldn't have came out, I think I would have won. I'm not in the right circumstance. You'd think I'd have just accidentally won by now.
Well, you definitely made a good attempt at it. Can't blame you for trying here tonight. Is you, Junior, and McIntyre were just going after each other. Like I said to Greg, I said it was like watching three kids in the backseat of a minivan just, Mom, you won't stop touching me. One of those deals, like, don't make me turn this van around and we'll go home. I mean, you guys were just all over each other.
It was really hard for me to pass on the inside. I can hardly pass at all. Except for that one time I got a tire advantage from going in them guys' draft out of the exits, and I was able to save tires, but that kind of all went away with that last caution.
As I said, what could have been here tonight if that caution hadn't flown late in the last 20 laps? But
Well,
John,
leader was right in front of me, so I love that.
yeah, exactly. But John, you had a great run here tonight. It's going to be a very healthy points night for you. Got points in both stages. One stage one, I might add. We were trying to talk to you there, but you're having a little bit of mic problems earlier. But congratulations on the podium. Who helps you get it done on the 27?
Well, just me. my team abandoned me at the beginning of the year, so hopefully one of these teams pick me up so I don't have to drive all by myself. But I'd like to thank the Musters of Racing League for putting on a great league, and everyone for showing up, and had a blast.
Jonathan Cogswell, congratulations on the podium. We'll see you next week, sir.
Can't wait.
And have a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend.
Can't wait for that either.
And that is going to do it. That puts another one in the books for us tonight. Taking a quick look at our finishing order. Greg Wood Jr., John McIntyre, Jonathan Cogswell. We just spoke to those three gentlemen. Ricky Gonzalez, Dylan McDonald rounding out your top 5. Blake Howell coming home in 6th. James Jones, Zach Woods, Richard Gonzalez, and Rhett Belzer rounding out your top 10. Bill Sleep, David Mayo, James McKinney, and Matt Metler rounding out your lead lap cars. Matt Langley, the first car, 1 or more laps down, coming home in 15th. David Motorspell, Cody Mitchell, and Greg Wood Sr. rounding out your field of 18 starters here tonight from Atlanta. That is going to do it for us this evening. We do have racing for you all weekend long. As Dynasty Racing is going to have their season finale tomorrow evening. Then we have SNN going to the road course at Chicago. That's going to be Sunday. On Monday, we have the Monday Xfinity Series, Monday Night Xfinity going to Chicago. And I believe the trucks are also there on Tuesday. So if you haven't gotten enough iRacing, hey, while you're chilling back after a nice fireworks display this weekend, hopefully they don't get rained out. But if they do get rained out, you've always got us to keep you entertained all weekend long here on Sim Racing Media. This is Tony Paso. Remind you, ladies and gentlemen, have a happy and healthy, safe holiday weekend. Happy Canada Day to our friends up at the Great North. And excuse me. Happy, healthy Canada Day to our friends up in Canada. Happy 4th of July to all our American listeners. And if you're over in the UK, happy Treason Day. I say that jokingly only because a friend of mine is from the UK, and that's what he always called the 4th of July. It's only treason if you lose the war, my friend. But in the meantime, this is Tony Trapasser, my ladies and gentlemen, that until we get the chance to meet again, and as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.